It's not easy to come to that place where you realize that part of you is actively evil. And you want to thank God that if you have been given restraint from that evil, I would thank God for it, because a lot of people are not that fortunate. They fall victim to their carnal nature. They do things that they ought not, destructive things that people don't see behind closed doors. Where they maim themselves psychologically, and others as well that are close to them. And the sinful nature, as the Bible describes it, or the old man, the carnal nature, the Adamic nature, which resides within us, is able to seep its way into our decision making, the way in which we perceive things, and causes us to do things that we shouldn't, to do things that aren't right for us, that aren't good for us. No, that aren't good for us. Come on, mate, this way, please. When you're in a relationship and the person that you're with starts to go downhill, they're not resolving things that they should, they're not dealing with things that they ought, you're starting to become traumatized over a period of time by the way you're being treated or mistreated and neglected. You have to come to a place where you go, well, this just isn't acceptable. Because many people now have been entrained or conditioned to believe that the way they're being treated is right, and they know very well it's not. This way, please. Hey. Come on. Come on. It's not right for anybody. And we fuel these behaviors in the people that we're with by submitting to them, thinking that it's part of being faithful, loyal and devoted, when it's not. And this is all covert. A lot of it's covert. You don't see the overt side of this until you get behind closed doors, where the abuse takes place. A lot of people cannot find the rationale or the self-awareness to harmonize fairly with the person that they're with. They just allow the psychological and spiritual atmosphere to degenerate, to bring devaluation to the situation. They begin to idolize lust and the passions and pleasures and desires of the sinful nature, which mislead and corrupt the mind very subtly, but it happens. You'll find people won't talk, some for hours, days, weeks, while the other person just learns how to manage that. And let me say to you, the silent treatment is one of the most severest forms of psychological abuse and punishment that somebody can bung on. And it's running wild. It's everywhere. I want to encourage you today to begin to recognize what's fair and what's right, to be able to communicate with this person in a way in which you're trying to bring about a resolve to the issues that are breaking you and harming you and causing you trauma, underneath the happy face and smiles that you bring out into the community or share with the people and family members that don't realize what's going on. I want to encourage you to try and take the steps to come away from the bondages and the chains of addictions and enmeshments that you have with family members, to recognize that there's things that are out of order, completely out of order, and need attention paid to them, so that intimacy, closeness, oneness, unity, and harmony within yourself and your relationship are reinstated, or you can begin a journey to reinstate these things in your life. Something's happened somewhere. And what you've got to realize is life goes on. Time doesn't wait. If you're happy to let your life pass by with all these abuses and negligences and sinful behaviors and things that are not only destroying you but influencing others to allow them to destroy them, you go right ahead. Because the weak will encourage you and want you to partake in the same. People don't feel comfortable when they're on their own going down the tubes, and are determined to stay that way. The addict wants to encourage other addicts, wants to steal what they've got, lie, cheat, scheme, all that. They'll do it. To get what they want. And it's a vicious cycle of abuse, loss, heartache, and pain. But we make up formulas to try and pretend that we're happy. We do things that seem to make us appear to be happy. Get down. Get out of it. Look at this idiot. Idiot. He's gonna get hurt in a minute. Crazy. Silly dog. Here, go. And it's so simple, really, when you think about it. Now he's going back to the dead possum. We've made too many excuses for people that have decided to harm themselves micro-incrementally, and by doing that, all the stresses that they bring to the people that are closest to them. And these excuses and the way we enable people to self-harm and self-manipulate and manipulate others, all these things are getting worse and worse as we make more excuses for these fools. Cut them off. If they're not going to fix things, show them that you won't tolerate the rubbish. And if they fix themselves out of that, good. If they don't, too bad. Let them go down the tubes, go no contact, and don't contact that person again until there's a proper resolve.